a child that is in desperate need of a loving home and a new family can't get it. What do I mean? Case in point, a Christian mother of 5 has been denied access to adoption because of her religious beliefs on gender ideology. The mother, her name's Jessica Bates. She's filed a federal complaint against the Oregon, go figure it's in Oregon, Department of Human Services for denying her application because of her stance against sex change treatments for children because it conflicts with the state law. The law demands that all foster parents respect the gender expression of the adopted kid. When asked by a state official about her views, Bates wrote in the adoption paperwork, "I have no problem loving them and accepting them as they are, but I would not encourage them in this behavior. I believe God gives us our gender/sex. It is not something we get to choose." Good for her. And now they won't let a child be adopted into this loving, Christian, faith-based home. Sick. Good versus evil. Like I always say, folks, that's what this fight is about. Joining me now with more details on her case, he's a senior counsel at Alliance Defending Freedom and Jessica Bates' attorney, Jonathan Scruggs. Jonathan, thanks for coming on the program. Let's get right to it. How far should you have to take this one? Because obviously in the state of Oregon, I don't have much hope that she'll win anywhere because most of those judges and local folks are probably all to the left and they believe in this fantasy land that is trans ideology. But maybe if she can get to a higher federal court or all the way to the top, somebody with common sense will say, here's a kid who needs a home. Here's a loving mom that's fully approved, except for one thing. She won't use pronouns and let kids get their genitals cut off or take puberty blockers. I mean, this is sick and wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. These principles are so important. We'd be willing to take a case like this to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Good.
But the bottom line is, we need more families willing to care for children in need, not fewer.
Yes.
And when the government comes in and categorically says that people of faith are unfit to serve in the adoption and foster care system, it's children who are hurt the most. And that's what's happening in Oregon. Oregon is basically saying that people of faith, like Jessica Bates, people with her beliefs, are categorically unfit to care for children. And that is wrong, and it violates the First Amendment. And we are confident that we are going to win these principles in court.
I hope so. Where does it stand right now? What level, where are we at?
Well, he just filed a complaint in federal court in the Federal District of Oregon. So we're waiting to hear Oregon's response, but they've already passed this policy. Jessica went through the foster and adoption system. Everything was going great, as you noted, until she basically said, I will love and care for any child, but I just can't affirm and support things that violate my beliefs, like taking a child of any age to receive hormone shots in an effort to change their sex. Jessica couldn't go that far, as many Americans couldn't. And Oregon said, because you are unwilling to do that for the age of any child, that you can't even go through the process, that you are unfit to care for any child in the system. And that means there are currently around 8,000 children in need in the fostering adoption system in Oregon. Jessica stands ready and willing and able to care for them, like she's currently caring for her 5 children. But Oregon says you
Has she adopted before, by the way? Sorry to interrupt, Jonathan. Has she adopted before, or the first 5 kids?
No, her 5 kids are her own. She's a widow. Her husband was tragically killed in a car wreck, but she heard a religious broadcast on the radio and felt called and convicted to adopt 2 more children under the age of 9. And that's the craziest thing about this policy. Oregon is saying you can't foster an infant or adopt an infant because you won't agree with their orthodoxy on gender identity.
Could she try a different state?
She could try a different state, but she wants to adopt in Oregon because that's where she lives. That's the easiest thing.
And not that she should have to. Exactly. I shouldn't even said that. Not that she should have to. This needs to be overturned. This is BS. Or, I say this all the time, Jonathan, as of late, we're going to have to start playing dirty politics like these radicals on the other side of the spectrum are, because they don't respect our religious freedoms. So if you live in Oregon and you're watching this program and you want to adopt, just lie on the damn form. Just lie. Get that kid out of the adoption system, get him into your loving, Christian, faith-based home, and raise him right, and screw the Oregon lawmakers. But anyway, I just told people to break the law. I don't know if I should do that. But anyway, it's a BS law. So, yeah, don't follow it. What are you thinking here, Jonathan? What's the What's the outlook
Well,
on this case? You know the judges involved. You know how this is going to go down, I'm sure. Are you going to have to fight this all the way to the Supreme Court?
I think Oregon is just so out of step with the First Amendment that we're confident that we're going to win. I mean, Oregon is putting politics above people and children. And again, Oregon is not treating other people like this. Oregon is not forcing atheists to agree with Christianity,
right,
to enter the adoption system.
Thank you.
It's only singling out people like Jessica, who is capable, able, willing to love and raise up a child.
You know why, Jonathan? Because Christians are under attack by not only the trans ideology, but this woke, liberal, progressive agenda in this nation, because liberal lawmakers want the American people to put their faith in them, man, people, the government. And they don't like Christianity because we don't want them. We've got our faith. We've got our leader. Anyway, Jonathan, I'm out of time. People want to learn more about your fight, helping out Jessica and others. How do we do that? What's the website? I think we got it up there.
Go to adflegal.org. Learn more about the case there.
Jonathan Scruggs with Alliance Defending Freedom. Thank you so much for defending Jessica's freedom of speech and freedom of religion. You take care. Keep us updated on the case, please.